if you were the last person on Earth, what are 5 things you would want that is unlimited?
5
One
things.
is weed.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Wait.
That you don't run out of.
One is weed, ammunition, guns.
Ammunition. That's number 2.
Let's see.
Nigga still ain't named food yet.
I was gonna say
Hold on. I'm about to do food next. Nigga, if I got
you have one food and water. That's all you got.
Water.
You have one option.
Yeah, food and water. That's it.
But
5
those
minutes.
are
No, the food is a category. You gotta pick one food. Like one plant. Like one
Yeah.
thing's gotta stay.
One food.
One food.
Like one crop.
One food for the rest of my kind.
Like all mine are food and water. Like that's crazy.
Nigga even think about
no.
food or water
Okay.
once. Yeah, nigga said weed, guns, ammunition.
Bro.
Because I don't know what's out there.
Coasting. All my niggas, we coasting. High grade, we smoking. On the highway, we rolling. Crack a bottle, we toasting.
And welcome to fucking Weed and Whiskey Podcast, the best motherfucking podcast coming straight from Connecticut. And I love motherfucking telling y'all that shit because I'm feeling it even more. I'm getting more reassured with myself even more with this shit. I love this shit because as we kept talking about, that is not the destination, it's the journey. That's what makes you who you are. That's what molds you into becoming into where you're supposed to be. So until you continue working on who you are and making what you need to work on perfect, you will never reach the destination, quote unquote.
Yep, it's the spirit flight with all the turbulence.
Exactly. So, if you ever get on that bitch.
That is true, if you ever get on that motherfucker.
Nah, but for real, because we only do great personalities. And tonight is no motherfucking different. We have another great personality coming back to the show tonight. And we are really happy to have this man back. One, he brings gifts. And everybody who brings gifts that we love them even tenfold. And he brings gifts that we love even more because he brought stuff that can make us get lit. So and also, other than that, I just wanted to put the little tangent. But other than that, the reason why he's actually as great as he is because this is probably one of the most versatile artists from Connecticut that I've actually personally came across and actually met. I'm not saying that in terms of you niggas are not versatile. I'm just saying this man can jump on different subcategories on what you call music, and he will just make it seem like he belonged there. And not seem like it's something that he's trying to find a sound within or trying to fit within. It sounds like he belonged there.
It's like he done. This is what he does.
Exactly.
This is his comfort zone.
Exactly, and it comes natural for him. So even if he's experimenting, it just comes off natural because just the versatility with him allows him to coast along any sound and just makes him be one with it. So tonight we have Nick Rose in the motherfucking building tonight, man.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back.
Nah, we're happy
Part
to have
2.
you back. No, some real shit.
Weed
We're
and Whiskey,
actually
the best.
We've been talking
motherfucking
about
podcast. Thank
We've been
you.
talking
Thank
about
you.
having you back for a while now, honestly. We've been having this conversation for a little bit, and the time finally came where it just makes sense. As you pointed out, this is the first episode into the new year that we're actually recording, so
Let's go.
that makes it even better, to be honest with you. I'm really excited about that. But again, I'm really happy just to catch up on you. What's going on with you? That's what I want to just jump into. Let's just get the business talk, the music talk out the way, because I know how we get when we together. It's just nothing but fuckery and foolishness. And I love
Right?
it,
Yeah,
bro.
you start talking
Yeah,
shit.
exactly, and I fucking love it, bro.
We're gonna get
But
lost.
you just dropped a project coming out right now. We got the coolest coming out. You got that out right now, streaming on all streaming distribution services out right now. I know you're really enjoying this project, and I personally want to ask, how much did you actually enjoy making the project?
That's a great question, and the answer is it's kind of complicated because the project was kind of made over the course of the last 2 years or so. Like all of these are kind of loose songs from the vault that kind
put
of
together.
right. So like Not Her and Benjamin Button were like the only 2 singles I'd put out this year, early on, or this year. I'm saying it like it's 2024. It's 2025 now. I put out 2 singles in 2024. February, March, didn't really do anything for the rest of the year. We can get more into that, but then I had the song with Anoyd come out, and then everything that was on the coolest is just stuff that I've been teasing at shows and live performances and just trying to see if it's gonna work. But there's a couple other songs that I've been going outside with, and they may or may not come out in the future. But I was just kind of mad at myself because in the past, I dropped a project every single year. Like from 2017 on, there's an album pretty much every single year, and that wasn't the case. So I needed to make sure that there was something for everybody to have for me for the end of the year or just this year in general.
So that's interesting. So you only had 2 singles in the beginning of the year, and that Anoyd project is Anoyd track is actually recent. It's not too old. You guys really, it's not. Like,
I was gonna say, so it came out a week just before the EP on Christmas. So it came out like right tail end of December, and that record is the oldest song on the EP because that song, the original version, that's not the remix, came out in 2021 or 2, and I showed Anoyd that record when I met him for the first time and chopped it up with him in 2022. So he recorded that remix 2.5 years ago. So we're now just getting around to the music video and actually releasing it and doing all of that.
Oh shit!
So,
Honestly, it looked like Anoyd enjoyed himself on that track
he had a good
and
time.
doing that video as well too. Honestly, it looked
he's a
like
man.
he really enjoyed your artist. Who had more creative and control when it came to the creative vision of that music video?
oh, for the music video?
Yeah, for that music video in
I
general.
mean, I gotta credit a majority of the magic of the music video to Katt Burgundy.
That's what
Like,
because
shout
artistically.
out, shout out Frankie Fire,
Fire.
shout out BTS Cheeks, shout out Mud, shout out Mickey, shout out the
It's a
Body
whole
Shop,
team.
JNS. Yeah, it was a whole team. Shout out everyone that came out and helped out. Like it was a whole team effort. But Katt. I
Essential.
would just like to say, Katt's like just the visual partner for me now. So like everything that I have like a big vision for a good music video, like I'm going to him because I just know he's gonna kill that. So, he knew about this record. Like he was in the room when I showed Anoyd the record, and he was like, "I want to be on the remix." And then Katt was like, "Oh."
I wanna
2.5
shoot it.
years ago, I'm gonna shoot that video. So 2.5
Full circle.
years later, he's shooting that video.
So
and
who
that's-
came up with the idea of this video?
like
was
just
it
in terms
you?
of like the sequencing
Yeah,
and just
was
how
it you?
looked.
Was no? I
Oh,
mean,
it was all Katt, honestly.
Did you?
it started
he
out
approached you
different.
with like, I want to.
Yeah,
do
it was
video?
a treatment from him. He like his idea was the body shop. His idea was the car dragging me. Like that was a homage to a Kid Leroy video from a couple years back. His idea was the whole mosh pit Playboy Cardi-esque look of
It looked like
everything.
he used your song as an opportunity to basically
Spazzed.
execute his real vision as well, what he
And that's what we said. We were like, this is a big moment for both of us. Like, not only is this a level up just in terms of I love Anoyd, not just a human, but like he's just an artist that I've
as fuck.
fucked with
Yeah.
just from the beginning of when I started getting into this shit and like really just started doing my due diligence and like actually paying attention to what's directly outside in Connecticut. So to have him actually be on a track and then to have Katt, who is both working closely with Anoyd all the time and also is now working closely with me, like trusting him, knowing that he was gonna give me some movie level shit, like that was exactly what we were going for.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm gonna take my time with this, we're gonna spaz on this, and everybody's gonna see like, holy shit, this is what happens when you actually take your time and craft something that's like everybody wants the best for it.
Because that song was fire, honestly. I love that collab. I felt like that collab showed just... I feel like that collab kind of like brought you to be like, you know what? I'm going to have to really bring my best to this because it's somebody you look up to, somebody that you wanted to collab with. So, and then sometimes who we work with can bring the better out of us as well, too.
100%. I mean, the remix is not the same as the original, both in that it has an Anoyd verse and it's a new verse
From you.
Yeah, because the original first verse was like twice as long, so it's like the amount of 2 verses.
Yeah.
And the flow was
But
way
you have to give him some leeway onto
right.
the...
And Anoyd heard the original record and he liked it, but he was like, if we're gonna do a remix, like I want you to match my energy.
Yes.
You know, like, because I knew obviously he's gonna deliver some crazy
Yes.
shit, and he did. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to rewrite my verse, and I'm gonna have to make sure that this is something that's really gonna not only complement the song, but it's gonna be the best version of me. Now from 2 years ago when I first made it, like I'm not that same person. Like I have to upgrade it if it's a remix.
Exactly.
You know
So
what I mean?
that's the opportunity
Right.
for you. Not only do you get to work with somebody you wanted to work with, but you get to see if you can be a better version of
Right.
you
I get to
at the
reintroduce
same
that
time.
record and be like, it might not have been the hardest version of it when it first came out, but listen to this shit now. It's
Yeah.
the same beat as 2 years ago when I mixed it. Like this,
It's
just
kind of like what J. Cole said when he was on Dead President. He had a fan came to him, was like, "Yeah, I know, I like how you came on Dead President, but you ain't getting hard enough,
right.
my nigga. You ain't getting hard enough."
that exact
nigga."
same concept. So let's
Yeah.
let's give it another try. Let's
Yeah.
rework it.
Let me see if I can go harder this time. And you did.
And that's something that Anoyd's been telling me too. Like, just as a general gem, he's just like, repurpose shit. Like there's a value to revisiting things that are old and like finding new ways to introduce them to people and work it. Like that's a real thing. Like if you have a back catalog, if you're a real artist and you're building something up and you have a past and you have like chapters and shit people can go through, some people are gonna skip some chapters at some point if they're just coming in. So it's never wrong to reintroduce them to something.
That's why I actually like the purpose of the idea of repurposing is because you grow, you get new people. Not everybody starts at day one. Some people day one is the day they met you. So they're gonna be listening from then on. Not everybody goes back. You have to give them reasons to go back, and that's where the repurposing come back. And then sometimes you have to get the people who did see it and just moved on. But you have to remember, those same people are now at different points in their lives.
Right. Everyone's going to grow away from you. People are going to grow up with you.
Exactly.
People are going to have completely different views of you than when they first listened to you a year ago or 5 years ago.
So a song that they looked over then could be a song that actually they can connect to in their point in their life now. It's like, oh, I understand that now. I get it now. Because like even for J. Cole, I listened to J. Cole songs he came out with before he got big. And I'm like, oh, I get it.
Right.
But I heard the song like 10,000 times. But it's like, I'm at a point now where I finally understand what he meant.
I don't know what maybe the general consensus is about Might Delete Later, like the newest Cole project, but just in terms of the whole, how he worked through the beef thing, I would say it's more divisive than not. So I think it's kind of genius, low key, that not only he just did a podcast where he just talked about his whole career from start to finish, and he just put out all the mixtapes, and now everyone's like, now I can stream this. It's a fucking classic.
Concert.
And he's doing the
and that also proved. You know what that concert proved? It proved that rap shit is just a facade that y'all put up.
Yeah.
In real life, niggas don't give a fuck. He packed out Madison Square Garden.
Doesn't matter.
You think anybody was talking about, oh, he dropped out of that rap? They didn't give a fuck. Niggas was just happy they got to see J. Cole.
They was want to hear his music.
Niggas forget that realness is a concept when it comes to what's being produced. Yes, you want things to be trendy. Yes, you want all of that. But at the end of the day, trends fade. And whatever you create that's supposed to be trendy will fade with it as well, too. But when you put real into it, that don't fade, my nigga. It probably go on the back burner.
Yeah, things might shift.
But when a nigga hear it again, they're like, oh, I remember that. It brought me back to a time in my place. Like my nigga Gogo said the other day, or it was the Scoops, music is a time machine.
Yeah. Really.
It brings you back to a place in time where it's like, it's like, oh, I remember those.
Yeah.
I put those in the back of my memory. Oh, that's the best. So music will do that to you. And if you create real and good music all the time and you only care about putting out what's real to you,
people are going to revisit it.
And it's gonna hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of when and to who.
Fact.
Where do you get inspiration to just be so versatile?
I love everything. I think that's like, this is gonna sound wild as fuck. Cause
honestly,
to be honest, and this is
to
the
me,
place
it sounds
to do
gay
it.
as fuck.
That's what I was just gonna say. I know this is gonna sound like on some crazy shit, just as a general statement.
He didn't say no. So
that's why I had to pause first, a huge pause.
Okay.
I was on point.
All right.
When a nigga says,
But
I
like,
just love everything, just know something gay follows after that.
It's the fact that he did say no.
Continue.
That's why I had to pause. 'Cause then I said it immediately. I'm like, I love everything, and then I'm like, there's so many things that I don't love. And there's so many things that you can immediately
like damn, that's a gay ass
flash in front of my. You're gonna meet some shit right in front of my head.
What?
And like, I love that. No, I don't love that. No,
I love everything.
Like everything.
Flash to fucking Ruby Rose. Like flash to any. Oh my god.
And they get up like, yeah, I love that. Yeah.
To answer about versatility, I like to keep an open mind when it comes to artistic shit.
Okay.
And just like being a student of the game and just like a student of life and like learning about history, not only as it pertains to music, but like anything else. Like I feel like in certain ways, like if I'm also a huge movie reading, like television guy, like I just love media. I love storytelling in general. So for me, it's like I love going to a time and a place. I love escaping into a show or, you know, just going into a world that someone built for me that I can look for those nuances or I can revisit and find out something new. So for me, I just see so much utility in needing to work in different genres. Like genre is something that is good to understand, is like a frame of reference to, especially when you're learning something. Like I'm not going to go out of my way to make per se a soul record, especially as a white person, if I'm not having like the due diligence of understanding what soul music actually is,
exactly.
or understanding Blue Eyed Soul and like the whole element of what I'm doing, right? So I think some people move with certain intentions that may or may not, they may or may not be educating themselves maybe to the way that I'm looking at, and I'm not trying to judge, but I'm saying some people
don't want to appropriate.
I don't want to appropriate because I understand that's already a conversation that's going to come up. I want to appreciate. I want to contribute in some way, and I don't want to take up space from someone else.
Or bring
right?
light to something.
I want to bring light so that if people hear me, they're going to listen to classic artists who don't look like me.
Or somebody's going to be like, oh, it's because of this. That's why he inspired it.
Exactly. Like I'm gonna wear those inspirations on my sleeve because I don't think it's wrong for people to have me as a reference point so that they can do some self-education.
But it's like how Jack Harlow did the Whips and Chain song.
Right.
Like he literally went to the artist, gave the artist credit, paid the artist, but he never did it in terms of misappropriation of the music. I just don't like one particular line in that song. It still bothers me up to this day.
Which line?
Maybe I'm the only one taking it this way, but he was like, I might not something about, but I might not. So I might choke it, baby. Something like that.
Oh.
And then he was saying
I'll
something.
choke you by no killer, baby.
Yeah, and then after that, the other line was something that's like something because I'm vanilla, baby. So I'm like, so
Yeah.
you're telling me if you weren't white, you would do something more than choking her?
Yeah. Well, I get what you're saying.
That whole song is like,
Yeah, it gives me, it's a little cringy.
It's like definitely for the ladies, and then there's just like the slightest
Yeah,
microaggressive.
it's like, whoa, what you mean by that, buddy?
To it, like,
the whole
I'm just
song,
like,
but the whole song is like,
it's cute. It's cute.
That is the word for it.
I make cute songs.
That is the word for it. That's literally the word for it.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not gonna
But you're
lie.
right.
That's literally the word for it.
It's cute.
It's cute.
All right, so what's your cutest song?
Oh, that's either Come My Way or So Sweet.
Hey, yo.
Come My Way or So Sweet.
Hey, you said it again.
And then So Sweet is crazy.
Come my way because you so sweet. Put those songs together.
I'm not pausing.
Now.
She knows who she is.
Ain't no motherfucking business. I love that. I love that. Oh shit. Yeah, you can make a soul
I know
song.
my inspiration.
You can put some soul into some music. Hell yeah. When you do shit like that, you have the
When
right
you
to
say
put
shit
soul
like
in
that,
music,
yeah.
nigga.
Right?
Hell yeah. You gonna be like one of them people that made like a classic black song, but when they find to realize later a white nigga made it.
Like, yo, it's Nick Rose. What the fuck?
I'm gonna be the new Bobby. That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's like really the goal. If I die and people are like, oh my God, who's saying, who
I
know
thought he was
you
black.
wonder where I've been? And they're like, holy
That
shit.
nigga was white the whole time? I thought he was just light skinned.
I thought he was a dark skinned motherfucker. I thought he was dark and bald.
He got vitiligo. He got
Man.
vitiligo everywhere.
And it's pale and redhead. That shit is crazy.
It's a tattoo.
It's like when we found out Jenny Boom Boom was white. It's like, oh shit. What?
That collection experience.
He's not lying, because when I found out, Jenny, I'm sorry, Jenny. When I first found out you were white,
I
I'm
love
like,
you.
really? Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I love you. I love you, Jenny. But when I found out, I
Yo,
was like,
bang.
what
It
the
threw me
fuck?
off.
Not gonna lie.
I was
Like
like,
growing up, like listening to Hot 93.7, like tuning the radio before I was doing the shit, I would have never known.
she sounded like somebody my mom know. I'm like, yo,
She
what?
gets it.
She do sound like somebody your mom would
Yeah,
know.
like that's what I'm saying. Like, what?
But Jenny Boom Boom, just the name itself.
Exactly.
Like,
That's
you're not
who.
gonna assume. You're just
No,
really
shit, dude.
not.
You think she just... We love you,
just
Jenny.
saying.
Yeah, we love you, Jenny.
We love you, Jenny.
We love you.
Because you're doing
I do love
positive
Jenny.
shit.
Shout out Jenny Boom Boom. Shout out High
Nah,
93.
shout out to Jenny. Real shit, man.
Shout out her podcast too.
Yeah,
She's
on
doing
some
a
real
podcast
shit.
with her
On some
husband.
real shit.
I've listened to a couple episodes.
Jenny's doing some
insightful
good things for the culture. She's doing some good things for the culture. She's showing up for the culture. So on some real shit. So shout out to you doing everything that you do on some real shit. But we niggas never knew you wasn't black. That's all we're saying. We found out it just.
It's not an uncommon thing, bro. It's not uncommon.
Every black person, I feel like 90% of black people.
The white guy
have
here
that.
said it too.
Exactly. We were all shocked. That's
We
all
all
we're saying.
didn't know.
So you did a good job with your radio personality. You had us all fooled. So do what you gotta do.
On the radio. Not even false advertising, but it's like shit.
All right, with the tape that you just dropped, the coolest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which song is the most personal for you?
The most personal song is either Benjamin Button or Honeybee. It's one of those two.
Why?
Benjamin Button, I say first because I think it's definitely to me the most different song on the whole album. Like, it's really on some like country folk, like me singing over a guitar type of thing. Like, it's more of like, it could play on like alternative rock John Mayer radio, but it's like, I don't have a song necessarily like that fits in that exact same lane of like some rustic whatever. And that song to me was just about like killing any idea of me of the past and just like moving forward with whatever pain or struggle or good things that come with it. You know what I mean? So it's just a song about change. Like, life's gonna keep changing. You're gonna keep getting older. You might feel like you're younger at some point, and you're gonna look back and you realize you've lost all this time or whatever. So it's like, I just gotta keep rolling. That's really what it comes down to. And then Honeybee is just like a song like for the girl. Like, it's just a sweet song. It's just
You just enjoy making a cute
It's
song.
something that I would want my grandma to listen to, like if she wanted to hear what I'm making with music. So
that's the
Right.
safe song.
it's a safe song, but I think it's like one of my best even like vocal performances.
Okay.
Period. But it is a safe song. It's something that I could
a radio
play for
song.
anyone. Right? It's a radio song.
It's a radio song. You got to make songs for the radio. All right, I have a fun question real quick. What's your favorite movie?
Fuck. Okay, this is actually part of what I was gonna ask you.
It's a two-part
before.
question.
Fuck.
So choose wisely. It's a two-part question.
Can I pull up my letterbox
Go
profile?
ahead, do what you got to do. I want to know what
I
your
have
favorite
an app.
movie. I want
We have the app where I
choose
track
a movie
everything
that you
that I
know
watch.
well. Choose a movie that you know well for the second part of my question.
Okay, so today I'm gonna tell you that my favorite movie is called Waking Life. Okay, so this was directed by Richard Linklater. This is the dude who made Dazed and Confused, Before Sunset, and he's done like a bunch of shit. He made that movie with Glenn Powell that came out on Netflix like last year, the Hitman, whatever it is. So this movie to me is just like I watched it during my senior year of high school, right before I dropped some of the music we were playing earlier, and I was just like, in that period of like right before you graduate, where like you're just dummy confused about what the hell you're gonna do with your life. And obviously I was doing music, but there were all these other things and things just coming my way. So I was like in a weird white boy depression, just like in my room, like figuring things out and just like getting high, watching movies, trying to figure things out. This movie like never explained that kind of idea of like life is just gonna roll and you're gonna experience so much different shit you just don't understand, and you just gotta like take it all in and just kind of keep moving with whatever you learn or whatever you want to do. So that movie to me is just like the ultimate like vibe out movie, or it's just like any one side conversation of dialogue in this movie is like the most interesting philosophical conversation we could be having right now. And it's all animated over live action footage.
What's the name of it?
Rotoscoped animated, like they hand animated, drew frame by frame over an entire movie they just shot on camera.
Ooh. Like
And
stop motion.
it's like it just has this crazy trippy effect where like multiple different animation teams and animators were drawing different scenes and frames. So the whole thing looks like a dream. Like it's literally just like a dude walking through a dream, having different conversations with different people all over the city, all over this place. And it's animated in this way where like you literally could be tripping, and it's like the perfect fucking visual for it. It's like the perfect thing to just feel like you're somewhere else, but it also brings you back to earth.
That was a good answer. Deeper than I was actually gonna go. But I'm glad you actually gave that answer. So my next follow-up question, because you kind of gave some insight in that, is you have 5 slots. What are 5 songs you think that you made that will fit a soundtrack for that movie?
Oh, bet.
Yeah, see,
Yeah. I love that. Benjamin Button is definitely one of them.
Okay.
I think that could actually slot in really perfectly. I would say, oh damn, probably Nightmare.
Okay.
At some point, that could probably play because there's probably some like surreal, maybe like darker parts of it or some sadder parts of it that you could play that over. That Nightmare, maybe Tokyo / Don't Jump. It's like a weird jazzy one from my album Ceiling Theory, and it has some like instrumental switches I feel like is interesting. The whole movie has a really interesting score. It's like a bunch of violins and trumpets and like weird orchestral hits like throughout it. So, and it sounds French. I don't know how else to say it. It just sounds like some dun 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 dun, like you're walking through like some like shit you're about to get like a big baguette or something like
the Pink Panther type shit.
Yeah, some Pink Panther type shit. Yeah, there's some like weird European jazzy, but like still like a movie score.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
know
thing.
what you mean. I know.
Yeah, so
2 more.
I would say maybe Afterglow. Just because that has like a big band feel to it, so maybe there's something there for it.
And then one more.
And I'm trying to think if there's something maybe off the new project that would work, but I don't necessarily know
Think
if
it
that's
fit that
the
vibe.
case. Yeah, because they're all kind of different, and some of them lean more like just more modern hip hoppy R&B kind of shit. Oh damn!
I mean, if it's all good.
Sunday Best.
Sunday Best.
Sunday Best is probably up there too.
Okay.
Some easy jazzy shit that could probably work with it too.
All right. Then my next question, just because I'm staring at it right now, is why the coolest?
The coolest.
Like, why that name?
One, because I wanted it to just be a representation of all the best of me in that versatile sense that we were talking about. Like, I can make a great song in any genre. I can make a great song for any day. I can try to make a great song for whatever you're going through, and you can feel like the man or the woman or, you know, the shit or however you want to interpret it. Like, you can just feel like that person you need to feel like whenever. So I had the prior EPs, the mixtapes that were coming. They were the Very Cool series, and that was just me on some nonchalant stoner shit.
Okay,
So
it's like a series type of thing.
So it was Very Cool Volume 1 and then Volume 2. And then I made it Everything's Cooler was the last EP with like Afraid and Wandering on it and everything from last year. So then this is just a level up of that essentially. So I don't know if it's going to be even cooler. I don't know if it's going to be something after. I don't know what it's going to be necessarily, but it's just kind of like my rolling mixtape, whatever I want to put out there series. Like,
this is like the final? This is my final form?
The cool
or
tapes.
Right. You haven't seen me at my final form yet?
No, it's the cool tapes.
It's like the cool tapes, yeah. I was gonna say.
I know, but what comes after the coolest? How do you become
right now,
cooler than the coolest?
I'm really focusing on trying to develop what would be considered like my next serious album. Like if this is like my mixtape, like no expectations, like there isn't whatever, there's no narrative, there's no nothing to worry about in terms of just you could consume whatever song you like, you could play it one song front to back to front, I don't care. The next album is gonna be like an album. It's gonna be 10, 12, 15 songs. It's gonna be a reason why the fuck you need to listen for tracks 1 to 15. I might roll out track 1 to 15 as a fucking single each one, so you get the story, or just you get the whole package as a whole cohesive thing.
So what do you have to? All right, so album wise, what do you have to say now? Like, what is a story that is worth putting on an album for you right now for you to start working on?
That's a great question. There's a couple of things I've been kind of toying with that I guess I want to say. Every album that I've made up until prior, like excluding the cool tape shit, like Purple November, Rosewood, Dream Sequence, Ceiling Theory, all of those albums to me were like, they're like movies. They're like individual experiences. I'm trying to think of myself as like the auteur, writer, director. I'm executive producing them or making a majority of the beats. I'm writing every song with the intention of sequencing it in such a way so it's like a movie scene. You move from one vibe to the next, one concept of the song, one idea you're getting to the next, so it's like a logical thing. And most of those albums have been just kind of like a boy's journey to man kind of thing, essentially, like in my own abstract way, just kind of experimenting with different sides of my life and who I am at any different time. For me, I want to make this next album a lot more meaningful, like outside of my individual experience. Like I definitely think I can't escape ever being in my own body. I think that's what makes any songwriter or artist great. Like you're not going to escape your own individual biases. Your perspective is what makes you you. Mm-hmm. But I definitely want this album to feel like I'm speaking to like, I guess, more important shit, like outside of just my own mental health or feeling good or whatever the hell. Like I have political opinions. Like I have, like everyone's worried about aliens. Like it's not like there's so much shit to talk about or to be maybe a future prophet about or to just cast a fucking projection out there of what could be or what maybe already is. Like there's a lot of things that I can bring into the fold that I haven't really tapped into yet because either I haven't wanted to or maybe I've been afraid to because there's like a certain context that comes with things. But
or maybe you're pussy.
Yeah, maybe I'm pussy. I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that.
Maybe too. I'm pussy.
Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe
because I have that thought with
like
myself
maybe,
sometimes when it comes to certain things. Maybe I'm just pussy.
Like there's some real like. I don't want to say anything on this podcast that's incriminating.
You just heard what I just said.
There's a dude allegedly sitting in jail right now for allegedly killing a dude who was running a healthcare company.
Oh yeah,
and
New York.
There's a whole bunch of opinions about that. Me, I really want to share my opinion. I just kind of want to do it in an artistic way that makes fucking sense.
Yes, I get that.
I could say it on my story a million times, and it really might not be a surprise.
Hit like that, it's not gonna hit like that.
But like, I can tell that story in a certain way, like
to make people really.
There's a Bob Dylan movie going out right now, and like his whole origin of being a folk artist and then writing songs from anyone's perspective is like, dude, like there's so many stories to tell. It's not just mine. Like,
you know, it's funny. I actually wanted to make a comment to something you were saying earlier too. I know I made a joke at first too, but I'm gonna revisit it as a serious context this time. Sometimes we have to accept that art sometimes is gay.
That's a fact.
We have to accept that.
Yeah, it is.
As much as you want to not want to talk about the ideas, like don't ask, don't tell type shit, but sometimes your favorite designers, gay. Your favorite painters, gay. Your favorite whatever that creates something that you love visually, artistically.
Rappers, man.
Rappers.
I love McConan.
Batty boy.
I don't know if that was my favorite rapper.
I'm just saying, he was an example that came out of the top of my head.
I don't even call him.
But a lot of favorite
rappers.
rappers. But a lot of
in terms of someone who's made it to like
a lot of people's favorite rappers are
shit.
gay. On
I was about to say, we know now that a lot of
a lot of their rappers
Isaiah
are
Rashad,
gay.
like
Did
he?
He not might be a rapper, but
you know, they the plus in the LGBTQ plus. They the plus. We know that some of their favorite rappers is part of that community. They might not vocalize it, but sometimes you have to understand, nigga, some of our favorite art comes from gay people, or sometimes the art represent something gay, but you don't know it, or don't see it, or you don't take it that way. But the initial response for it is that. I know it's funny, but
imagine you spend
real.
millions of dollars on a piece of art in your house
and find out it's really two niggas having sex.
Like, yeah, I was sucking my man's dick when I thought about this painting. And now you got this shit hanging out. You bought that shit. You like,
like now I can't think about it
without
the process in mind. Fuck.
Or what if somebody's trying to create like them? You remember them porn scenes that was blurry on the TV back then? What if that's really that with the two men?
Oh man,
it's like damn. Now I got that on my wall in my bedroom.
Fuck.
God damn.
Now you gotta ask yourself, am I gay?
Now everybody's like, oh wow, this is
well,
nice.
I feel like
painting.
just like honest people have to ask themselves that question at a certain point, and they're gonna answer it yes or no.
Do you feel like that's a question that enough people ask themselves at a point in their lives?
Yeah. No.
Am I gay?
I think I'll like no, and like I'll be honest with you, like I'm gonna answer this so quick without a pause.
I gotta hear the white answer. I'm
gonna give you my white answer,
yes.
And I'm gonna try to give the smartest white guy answer possible. As a smart white guy who's thought about the craziest philosophical shit, at some point you're gonna ask yourself, am I really straight or am I gay? And then you answer that pretty quickly, and you're like, no, like I enjoy pussy. Like why would I need anything else? And then you look at a guy and you're like, bro, I'm fucking gross too. Like, why the fuck do I want any part of that? Like, respectfully, men can be beautiful, but I don't want to be a part of it like that. I don't want to see the beauty. So it's like, I don't think enough people are even willing to ask that question and answer it in a way that we can laugh about, because they're just going to fucking hate themselves. They're going to want to punch themselves in the dick over and over again. Because if they can't tell themselves yes immediately, they're going to be like, my life's fucking over. And I feel like that point of like masculinity is so threatened by the question. You can't even ask the question.
Oh my god.
Don't ask, don't tell is 20 years ago, bro.
Oh yeah,
like,
facts. Nigga, we asking.
Right, like we're asking. And
what's
it's
up, man?
okay to say yes, no,
Yeah, like, bro,
or
if
it's
you-
complicated.
Like now we actually
Like I hope you can work that out. I hope it works out in
figuring it out,
time.
bro. I'm
You're
still figuring it out.
Plenty of people
alright.
are.
I'm growing.
It's
I'm growing.
more than evident. Plenty of people are still figuring shit out, and like that's fine. It's about the process. It's about the process.
I ain't gonna lie. If you 30 plus still figuring it out,
Journey.
bro.
It's the journey. It's crazy, bro.
If you still figuring it out 30
I'll give
plus,
you-
you're mentally ill.
If you still
That could
figuring
be a
out-
factor. I was also gonna
30
say
plus?
the only like
Or
the-
40
the
plus?
only like out there situation I could think of if someone was like super repressed like their whole life because of maybe like some like religious shit. Like if you grew up in a family where like
And they
you
hated
knew your
themselves
ass
their
was
whole
getting
life.
beat or thrown out if like you said anything, so you married a woman and you just sucked it the fuck up, and then you're 50 and you're like, I
don't
have
even like
maybe
vagina.
30 to 40 years left. Yes,
Fuck
I'm
it.
gay. I need something, and then it's like, yeah, but
still
I
no
don't. I
excuse.
like, yeah,
Still
it's
no
like at
excuse.
some point you could have been.
And
honest
then you
with
want to know
yourself.
why I say this now? It's because I want to get to a point where it's like
We want you to be honest with yourself.
that. And honestly, bro, it's not even a matter of being funny, but to be real, my nigga, when you live your life long enough, you have to ask yourself, how much of my decisions was mine?
Right.
How much of what I wanted was really me? You have to ask yourself
How long
that.
can you live with a victim status
Exactly.
before
Yeah.
you're
So
Right.
it's like if you're
hurting
not
yourself.
if you're not disappointing some people, are you really living for you? No, I'm being real, nigga. Think
How
about
much,
that.
How much are you living for yourself?
Because if a lot of people is not questioning or asking you why you doing this and how you, then to me, as a young nigga, at my generation, well, as a second generation young nigga, then you're not living life in your generation, bro. Because the old generation is not supposed to understand what you want or how you want it. They're not
Good
supposed
point.
to get it.
That's a good point.
So if they're not questioning it, that means you're living for them. You're living for thinking you're living the safe way of how they taught you.
I hear that.
And that's how I look at life now. It's not for everybody,
Major.
but
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. Because now, if I'm not doing the unorthodox, that means I'm not adapting to time changing.
You're not risking. Ultimately, you're not. Your ambition is being spent. Towards
And I'm not taking
someone
a
else's
chance on
dream or
me.
Someone else's goal.
Exactly. I'm trying to make somebody else's vision of what they think is the safe way of how to have a future play into aspiration, but it's not the case. Like for me, we said it all the time. Drake made a song about it all the time. But now that it's not a song and it's not trending, why niggas not living by it? It was a thing. YOLO. You only live once.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't it an adamant thing now, nigga? Why aren't we, when now we're older and more mature, actually living by it now that we know how to live by it? Now that we understand what you only live once actually mean. It's not going out. It's not partying. It's not doing those wild, crazy shit. No, nigga, it's putting your foot down when it comes to something you want. When you say, you know what, I'm going to do this, and you stand by it
Take
regardless of
agency over
anybody
shit.
says.
Yeah.
It's when you take accountability of
Right.
how, that's what it means by you live once. Because you only get the moment back once. Matter of fact, you don't get it back.
You live
So
right
do
now.
it the way you want to, my nigga. Hurt somebody, disappoint somebody, but don't do it to you.
I was just.
I'm sorry. My tangent went off.
You just said hurt somebody. Fuck it.
But I was
Yeah,
just gonna say.
I don't care. I don't mean like in a physical way, nigga. I mean sometimes emotionally,
Yeah, I mean,
you have to
sometimes-
hurt somebody. You have to
think,
disappoint somebody.
Sometimes.
I think
Most
the only
times.
problem is
Yeah. fuck
some
man.
old heads or some people might argue young people have adopted YOLO,
And
but it's
getting
like
older.
in a crash out type way, or it's in a way where they
But that's not even-
justify
Yo, but
maybe
you think
not
about it
being
is?
whatever.
I
Maybe
think
that's
that-
what it is to
I
them.
think that's just nature.
I agree with
think
you.
You always,
I
at a
agree
young
with you.
age, you are that risk. You are YOLO.
Mm.
But our
Yeah.
version of crash out was different when we were younger.
It was, but
We were crashing out with the shit we were doing.
personally speaking, yes.
We just weren't shooting shit.
That's still, but young niggas has been doing that for a long time.
Exactly.
Right? You know what I mean? People been doing wild shit for a long time.
Social
regardless
media.
or not.
And they were
social
doing
media
way
now.
more wild shit, honestly, and getting away with it before cameras and social
Exactly.
media. Was a thing.
Social
Like,
media just made it more
You hear
relevant.
about what parents were doing in the 80s and 90s
No, I
before
don't
the
want to know what our
internet
parents.
came
I
around.
don't want to
Oh
know
my
what our
God.
moms and dads is doing because I
But
don't
I'm
want to look
just
at
saying-
them different.
Nah,
Like-
them motherfuckers in the car smoking with their
well, I was-
kids and shit like that, and just
And it's funny because I know what I'm doing with these.
Just say it.
Yeah, we're doing with them young moms now.
Got a point.
Them young moms, we doing it with them now.
They're just crazy.
Nigga, you don't understand how
I just think of like crazy Facebook people, and I'm like, yeah, that's the point.
Think about how many
Plenty of
people
I've unfollowed. If I see a show, I'm following.
Think about how many kids is gonna have random uncles and when they grow up. Yeah, that's Uncle Larry right there. Oh, Uncle Larry used to bring us food. He used to make sure we were good, but that was just somebody that was fucking his mother. And we're seeing it play out now. We just don't see that's the reality of it.
I think that was more prevalent back then, though.
No, it's the same thing.
I think it was more prevalent.
It's the same thing, bro. It's the
Because
same thing. Because you want to know why? Because our parents always said, too, no, I'm not going to let any nigga just meet my kid. But then you meet any nigga, and he just happened to be just that nigga worthy enough to let you sneak out with your kid while he's sleeping.
Uncle something.
Or bring him around the kid and introduce them as uncle. Everybody said that at some point.
Where's Uncle James?
Exactly. Everybody said it at some point. But you understand. Then you wonder why that uncle never stayed around when you got up. Then you realize, oh, that nigga was just giving mom a dick.
Hell nah. I was a mama's boy. You wasn't coming to mama. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Uncle nothing, nigga. Get the fuck out.
Facts. I needed too much attention.
Yeah, I needed too much attention. Fuck out of here. Ma, I need food. This nigga in the house? Nah. You gotta get
I was
out.
a crybaby too on top of
Yeah,
that.
you gotta get out, bro. Fuck out of here. I need food, bro. You wild. You gotta get the fuck out of my house. We're not doing that.
Oh
Nigga, you got kids yet?
No.
Okay.
Do you want kids?
Currently no. I'm honestly set on.
I respect that
the
answer.
idea. I mean, there's like always the opportunity, or like there's the idea, but like to me it's like there's so much fucked up shit I would pass on to that kid, and I would laugh.
You would
through
ruin
it.
that child.
I would ruin that fucking. Bro, like let me be honest with you.
Your trauma will be
I
hers.
believe that I would be an attentive, loving, supportive, like educational, like disciplinary, like I would.
You can get the job done.
Like
you know you can get the job
I
done.
love school. I was a camp counselor. Like I know I have like the gene where like I believe in the youth, and I've always believed in the power of young people and their perception and their emotions and like what being young means to people and how it informs the rest of their life. So
But when
I
it
know
comes to
that
your child,
but if it was my kid, like
that nigga gonna be fucked up.
you're watching every music video I want, every R-rated movie I want, like immediately.
You are a mini-me.
Like you're a mini me. That's the thing. Like I know I would be.
war movies.
I
nigga.
would love that kid to death so
Pick
much,
nothing.
but I would raise it so selfishly to
I
be
know.
a mini me.
I know.
I'd be like, you're gonna be the next fucking superstar,
I
bro. You
know.
don't even understand it.
Like, you
I
are
don't want to
him.
be like a dance mom type thing, but like I would want him to be like.
you are gonna be.
I was gonna be like.
But you know what makes it worse? You heard how you said you'd want him? It's when we have a girl. That's what makes it worse.
I'm gonna tell you this. Changes.
Because that
I was gonna say I would-
but you're gonna try to make that girl
I would-
you at the same
I
time.
would accept being a girl dad, but I would never. I would. Oh my god.
I'm scared of
Oh
being a
my
girl
God.
dad, but I'm so good at it. I'm so
proud.
fucking good at it. Because you want to know why I'm good at it? Because I can still treat them like a boy and be successful.
That is kind of true. That is kind of true.
I'm being dead ass. To me,
Yo.
from my approach, what I've learned so far with my few years of doing the games and doing the job so far, I've learned when it comes to raising girls, just treat them like boys, but with a little bit more emotion.
I was gonna say.
I mean, that's.
Now I'm gonna say there's a big difference. It's when they get upset. It's how
Oh,
you treat
I
them.
just send them to
Yeah.
their mother.
Because no, see, but with boys, like my son, I got nah.
Stop
If it's
that
not
shit.
worth it, nah, we're not
Stop
doing
that
that.
shit.
We're not
Yeah,
doing
stop
that.
that
We're
shit.
not doing that. If my daughter,
You're like, I'm sorry. I'm
at
sorry.
First, I'm like, nah, we're not doing that. And then I'm like, fuck.
You feel bad.
Come here. Yeah, come here. It's all right.
You little bitch.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, daughter's turning you into bitch. Daughter's turning into a bitch.
Is that?
Because you put your foot down and you know it's the right thing, and you see the
Yeah,
face.
my son, I don't budge at all.
Yeah,
because
because it's like, nah, nigga, you a little nigga. You gonna get this rap.
Learn this shit.
Exactly. You don't get this rap.
gonna
Fuck
learn.
that, nigga.
What you doing
Fuck
this?
that. You think you gonna go out on these streets and carry that shit? Nah, nigga. But your daughter, you gonna be like, but I didn't have to be that stern.
But I feel you in the sense that like I grew up with like my parents are like in a very traditional sense, and the same thing. Like we had 3 boys in my house growing up. I'm the youngest 3 guys. So like we had like a very similar experience of like mom's gonna be soft with us, but like our dad is not, and like that's our relationship with him because that's the expectation of like if it's not worth it, think with your fucking brain and get the fuck over it. Do you think the world's getting to a place now where like I don't know, it's like kind of like evening out to where even if you raise them like that, like the girls are gonna turn out a little more masculine anyway, and the guys are gonna unfortunately either be an artist.
I'm gonna be honest.
They're gonna do some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
so right. I don't know who I was talking to, right? But there was I had a dead serious conversation with somebody, and somebody,
you know what I'm saying?
That was
like
a
to your
that was a
point.
blow on some people, bro.
it was. I get what
But
you're saying.
I'm just trying to be self-aware, just to the point we
Like,
made
is
it
your girl
earlier.
gonna-
Like,
is your
I'm
girl
not
gonna
gay,
take
but
care
like,
of
is every artist have a gay like 5 to 1% in them because you like the arts? Like, yeah, sure, accept that. Be a fucking man with
With your
it
girl
too.
out here working doubles and
Right.
triples to fucking pay the bills.
And you out here just fucking off, making.
Yeah, you're recording your next
making
mixtape.
shirts and shit.
You're gonna drop it on
Like I'm gonna
on
work
one platform
I'm
in
only
6
gonna work part
months.
time because I need more time to make my music and focus on my art.
Doing 25 hours at Amazon.
Yo,
And the tape's coming out in a year, bro. But I'm getting this one feature. Just wait till I pay for it. Like I know, I understand. I'm just playing.
I don't know who I was having the conversation with, but somebody said, "You don't fix the problem. You don't fix the person around the problem. You fix the problem around." No, yeah, it's not. You don't fix the solution. I mean, you don't fix the person to the system. You fix the system to the person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no. Why would you do that? Because now, right? Say we have something, right? Now say we have a whole team going on. Somebody comes in and they're like, nah, I don't like things that way. I like to do this way. And we try it out and don't work. But they still don't like it and they're still not comfortable that way. Do we adjust the way we do things to that person, or does that person adjust the way they do things to us?
Are we talking?
Or you just kick them out.
It's in life in general.
I was gonna say like life in general.
Because we gotta start thinking. We can't keep coddling to people.
Oh, I don't coddle.
2025 is the year.
Oh, I don't coddle.
2025 is the year we start standing on shit and start taking action
Well,
for
you get
ourselves,
coddled
or you
the
make
whole
decisions
life.
and you stop
Facts.
telling people what they want to hear, or you stop
Fuck
making
that.
space
Tell them what
and
you
time
wanna
for people.
say.
Don't delay shit that you need to make action on because someone isn't aligning with the vision. I would say ultimately to that question, tell them to learn or get the fuck out.
Can we stop giving our participation
Simple.
It's that simple.
trophies? Like, I don't want a trophy just because I participated. Let me
No.
earn the fucking
Yeah.
trophy. And, like, if I came in less than third,
And
I
sweat a
shouldn't
little to
deserve-
get that fucking trophy.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
But it feel better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or I might walk away knowing I was this close to get it, but don't give me one because I was this close. No, then I'm going to feel like I don't have to try harder next year because I'm going to get a trophy either way. I don't want that feeling.
Participation
that.
trophies are
And
out.
that's why I feel like I'm going to be the person who's looked at as that dad where it's like, oh, he mean. But it's like, nah, nigga.
You want greatness.
I want greatness.
There's a balance.
Yes.
You can still be a nice person and a good
I
dad.
hate that word. I
do
hate
you
the
mean?
word. When I die, I don't want
Nice.
I don't want nobody to ever say I was nice.
Why?
Because nice is too passive and nice makes you a bitch.
Well, what's nice to
You
you?
don't
That's
like
not
the
a
word.
person.
I hate
don't
that
understand
nice,
it
my
either,
nigga.
but-
Because nice means you have to accommodate to people. Nice means you have to meet them halfway.
What is nice? What
Nice?
what context does nice work for you in?
In no context.
You wouldn't say the word at all. You just
No.
don't use it.
So
I like
nothing's nice.
I like
Nothing is nice.
no, I can refer to something as nice,
But what?
in terms
I'm
of
saying,
me,
what would you refer to as nice if you had to?
objects,
Okay,
not
people or not things that
sentimental.
people do.
Yes, like in terms of yes, if somebody want to consider themselves nice, yes,
In an emotional sense, you wouldn't say
some
something's nice.
I'm just not the person who consider themselves nice. I'm not saying others can't be. It's just not me. Because as I'm learning now, nice is too passive for my liking. It doesn't go with my personality. But what I can be at all times is kind.
I was just gonna say, like, if there's another word for it, like,
Yes.
you're friendly, you're kind,
I'm kind.
you're generous,
Because-
you're also yourself,
Yes,
and you're direct,
exactly,
and you have your own way of seeing
and
things,
it
you're
doesn't
not gonna
take
bow
away
down
from
that.
the action itself.
Right.
Nice is not just the action. People expect niceness in terms of your approach, how do you speak to them, all of that. But to me,
Yeah, I
if
guess
I'm
that's a
doing something kind for you, I can talk shit the whole time, but it doesn't take away from the action in any way, shape, or form. Because one, I'm a Jamaican. I'm gonna tell, I'm going to tell you how much you're annoying me at this moment.
Doesn't mean I don't love you.
It doesn't mean I'm not still willing to do it.
Right.
I'm just going to be honest enough to tell you, yo, bro, I could have been doing something better right now, but because it's you, I love you enough to be to be at an inconvenience for you. That's basically what my kindness is saying. I don't want you to ever get it confused that I'm going to drop everything for you every single fucking time. I never want that to be the message.
Nicest bitch made.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I never want you to feel like I'm going to do this every single fucking time just because you asked, my nigga. I'm not nice.
Yeah, I hear that.
But if I have the capacity, but if I have the capacity to do it at this moment, I'm gonna do it. But sometimes I am sacrificing something else to get this done for you. I'm not gonna.
It shouldn't hurt you if I voice that
exactly.
Or I say whatever. Be honest,
because I'm still doing the action for you regardless. I'm still getting it done. I'm still showing up. I'm still there. The person you asked, they nicely told you how they couldn't did it. But I aggressively told you why this is an inconvenience for me, but I'm still gonna fuck with you because you my nigga, because I love you.
Can't hate that.
Nope.
Can't hate that at all.
That's how I look at life.
That's real
now.
love at the end of the day.
That's real fucking love. And to me, at that point, I will never, ever question if that person loved me.
Right.
I will never ever question if what that person is doing for me. They're doing it because they want me to feel pleased, or they just love me.
They told me that they love me, which is why they're doing something.
Exactly. I will never ever question the intentions of what that person is doing, because I know that person is gonna show up for me even if they don't want to. They're gonna show up for me because they can. They're gonna show up to me because they love me. You know, to me, that's a big barrier and a big difference between that shit, because now I want to rock with the nigga who's going to show up with me every single chance because he can. I never want a nigga who's going to be like, yo, remember that time when I showed up for you, bro?
Yeah.
This is why you shouldn't do this for me now.
People love to hold favors.
They love transactional.
But a kind nigga will never bring that back to you because they already voiced how they felt in the moment.
On principle, they'll be honest with you and they'll keep showing
and
love
move
regardless out of whatever they do.
There's no need to come back a month later and be like, yo, my nigga, I really felt this way when I was doing this for you. There's no need to do that because I already told you in the moment how I felt. I don't need to bring it back up again later. You know, that's how I look at it. I want to be not just real with you. I want to be real with myself at all times. Like, I don't want to be in a situation where I feel like I'm being fake to who I am.
And if you're being nice, you might always be compromised. You're
compromising who you are. I don't have room to compromise for who I am, bro. I've been doing it for 25 plus years. Do you think I want to do it for another 25 plus years?
Not at all.
That's when I go back to say, nigga, if you're not disappointing people, you're not living for you enough.
That's fair. You're going to let someone down along the way.
You have to, because at that point, you're not doing yourself enough justice, because at the end of the day, bro, if you're living for how somebody before you lives, you're not living for you.
You're leaving yourself behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're recreating something that was already created. That's dumb.
Do you think
that's stupid as fuck? Like, what?
No other way to put it.
Let them live that shit.
Yeah, they already did it, nigga. They were 30 already. They were 30 and they did it that way and they mad.
Right.
Now they feel like they can redo it through you. No. Yeah. No, you failed already, bro.
Turn on your TV.
Let me fail my way so I can complain about it later on if that's the option for me. Give me the option of complaining about how I failed my way.
I agree. There's no other way to put it.
That's me.
You gotta live your own life.
Live your own fucking life, nigga. Because if you die tomorrow, nigga, you're gonna look at yourself being buried and be like, damn, bro, I should have did that shit.
Fact. You can be kind, but don't let that shit get in the way of you living.
At all. Matter of fact, being kind should be a part of how you live.
Yeah, fact. And if people get in the way of that, that's they got a fucking problem.
Just live by the definition of kind.
I mean, but sometimes you don't want to be kind. And it's okay too.
That's true.
But that's part of kindness. It's knowing when not to give it. You have to understand, to get something, you have to understand the opposition of it as well too.
You can always give kindness, but not every situation or person deserves it.
Yes. And sometimes you don't even have the capacity to actually be kind.
What if they do deserve it, though, but you just don't really want to give it?
Then you have that right.
Okay.
You have that right. At the end of the day, bro, everybody, this is how I look at it. You just gotta live
with the consequences.
It's a bigger picture. You're not there to save people.
You're not.
Just because
You're
you're
not.
in somebody's life, don't mean you're supposed to be their crutch at certain times when they need a crutch. Sometimes some people are supposed to ask for help and not get it. Sometimes that's part of it.
Do you think the world would be better if more people just gave help?
No.
Do you think the world would be better if people had a harder time?
Yes.
Hard. Oh wow.
Well, that's what.
Hard times make good men.
Fair.
Right.
Like we can
I know
have
the circle-
we can have
the whole-
specific
yeah.
conversation, but in a general term, yes. Generally speaking, I feel like
I would agree with the sense that struggle makes you actually earn whatever the fuck
Yes.
you're supposed to get. However, for example, I believe this is the best podcast in the motherfucking world, not just Connecticut, as you said a couple podcasts ago.
Yeah, thank you.
If a sponsor walked in here today with $50,000 and they hadn't done that yesterday, you know, are we saying we don't want the help because we haven't earned it, or do you believe that you've just earned it? So it's
so
just a
we've
matter of
actually
taking
had this
that.
conversation multiple times. At that point, it's not help. We've earned that. We've earned that. It's not like we started.
Is it wrong for any other person in terms of narrativizing it, looking from the outside? Like, isn't that help? Regardless
No,
of if
you
it's
want to know what's
something-
not help?
But can you earn help?
You want to know what's not help? Because they're gaining something out of that too.
Yeah.
It's not like they silently just came and gave us money. They sponsored us.
But is there nuance in just saying you can help someone and still benefit from it?
Okay, and then we can help you too. We're helping you too.
Okay.
It's a trade.
To me, when it's one directional,
That's kind of what I'm getting
when it's
at.
one directional,
I'm not talking about handouts. I'm not
Yeah,
saying. I'm not saying if the world would
Yeah,
be
help
easier.
is- help is
if the world
needed.
had handouts. I'm
Yeah.
saying would the world be easier if more people did mutual collective
Yes.
aid that made
Yeah.
fucking sense?
but that's bartering.
Right.
That's bartering.
If people understood how to barter better.
Yes.
That's what
Trading
we're
You
doing.
skills.
You know what's the crazy part about it? Cash is only a loan. It was originally
It's an
a
idea
loan.
and then it's a loan.
It's an
That's what
idea.
it
Yes.
is.
It's a system saying, I have this amount of whatever that's backing this. I'm giving this to you, so you know I'm gonna give this.
I'm gonna
to
get
you.
it back.
Tomorrow,
I'm gonna get
100
it back.
different markets and
that's what a
tickers say it's a
sponsor
different
is.
fucking thing.
I
And
got
that's what a
100 cattle I
sponsor
gotta
is.
give you.
I'm
but
gonna
this
give
is
you
the note.
50,000 to do what you got to do to make yourself better, but make sure you put our face there, because we know when we're gonna get that money back in some way. That's what a sponsor is. So yes, I'm gonna help you help me in the long run. So as long as the help is reciprocal, yes. But if there's
That's what I mean. I wasn't trying to frame it.
No,
as
no.
like,
if it's a one-way
free
street,
help was a
yeah,
thing.
if it's a
'Cause
one-way
I don't
street,
think that's how it
I don't
works.
want that.
Outside of like,
Shit, I do.
obviously, like if someone's dying on the side of the road, I'm gonna call 911.
But
You know
don't
what
get me
I'm saying?
wrong. When you think financially,
Right,
bro,
but like there's
you can get-
sacrifices you can't make for other people.
Yeah.
You have to make them for yourself already. So it's like you
Listen.
can't be Jesus and give away every dollar you work for
I
or
want
whatever
free
that
help.
you want to
Whoever
do.
got
with
free
your
help
all the
out
time.
there,
It
send
depends
my
on the
way.
help for me, because I actually love struggling, and I know it sounds
I
crazy
do
to
too.
say.
So we could.
I know it's crazy to say, bro. I know it's crazy to say, bro. I fell in
is
love with it,
crazy,
and I
bro.
know it's because I probably struggled for too long.
Hell
But yo,
no.
honestly, bro, I
have
would
struggled
not.
for too long.
I would not trade this shit up for anything, bro. Because
I wouldn't
You
either,
remember
but
how
I
the-
would give it up right now.
I know, but I'm
Like,
gonna be real. I know if I give up struggle completely right now, I promise you, I see myself hating who I become in the long run.
I don't
do.
think struggle ever like disappears. But I do
It
think
changes.
I
It
think if you reach, I'm just gonna say it like this: rappers, in my opinion, or artists, like in my opinion, who reach a certain threshold of success, or they become a legacy artist, or whatever that means. Like, there is an expectation that you don't have the hunger that you once had, because frankly, you don't have the same desperation to put out
I
something.
mean,
great that
technically,
you
you're not
did
hungry
once
the
did.
same way.
Right. but then again, like that just comes down to like, in 20 years, am I gonna want to be the greatest artist of all time, or like does it make sense for someone like, I don't know? I think Busta Rhymes has a claim to being the best rapper of all time if he wants to be, just based on who he is. Right now, based on who he is at the last album he put out like last year, do I think he has a claim at saying that his current work makes him actively one of the best?
No.
Probably not, and that's respect and love. to
But
one of
his
the greatest.
classics.
But it's to me wondering, like, people still have a hunger, but it's people can't even realize to a certain point, maybe as time goes on, that hunger will fade naturally and be
it's just
distracted
you do it
in
for the love
different
of
ways.
the game after a while. After a while, it's not. It's
honestly,
But I was gonna say,
I wouldn't
is
say
it
that.
even a
I
love
wouldn't
of the
even say
game?
that.
Nah, because look,
I wouldn't even
look,
say that.
hold on,
Sorry to
hold
cut you
on,
off. I wouldn't say that. I
hold
would rephrase it a certain way. It's not a matter of love of the game. It's a matter of just you loving it.
But same thing. But yeah, because if you
Because when you love it for the game, you're not doing it for you all the time. When you just love it, you're always just gonna put you regardless of where the game is at.
What I mean
But
by
in
that
theory,
is like,
then I think every mature album should get better.
I think, but
Every
even if
new
it's
album
not
should
better,
be better than the last.
who is it better to?
That's what I'm saying. Is it better to you in the moment? Because sometimes, remember, artists are supposed to grow with their art, especially a rapper. You're supposed to be rapping about where your life is now.
Right, but I'm saying I just think as an artist, regardless of how you process or do better with your experience or what you have, like in terms of your actual output or what people are perceiving, obviously it's gonna always be subjective and people are gonna take whatever you put out a million different ways. But just from general consensus, like we'll use Nas as an example. What's your favorite Nas album, if you have one?
My favorite now.
I don't have a favorite album.
Because for me, it's God's Son or it's Illmatic.
Mine's Illmatic.
Depending on what it is.
Mine's Illmatic.
So there's the
it's
conversation.
only because of J. Cole. J. Cole did Illmatic.
Okay, but this dude is one of the greatest of all time.
Yes.
No doubt. There's a real argument though that he hasn't made his best work is either his first work that he made when he was like not even 20 years old or just coming out of his early 20s or whatever, or it's something that he made in the late 90s. However, he's had continued success going past 3 decades of just consistent hit legacy. Like he has that. My question is like, everyone's heralding Nas right now because I think he deserves it. And he's on like a type of run where like you don't see old heads or legacy artists or people that have been around this long rapping with such a type of hunger or like a need to explore new kinds of wordplay or new kinds of songs to make. Like, I think it's just fair to say, like, there's a good amount of legacy artists out there, people out there who are maybe making music for the love of it or because they still find it fun. But maybe it's like, if you're not making it to make a better album than what your best album is or what your first album was or the shit that made you love music in the first place, like, maybe keep it.
I think a lot of people get to a point where
it might just be a commercial
the love,
thing too.
yeah, the love outweighs the success. So now, like, I can go out and make the fire record that's gonna be on the radio, that's gonna have me touring and all that shit.
But I don't have to.
But I don't have to, and I kind of want to just put shit that I like out.
I just want to go in the studio and actually just be behind the mic.
If I could record and make the shit I like to like, and it might not hit as the same, I don't care.
It can be that simple.
Like it could be as simple as J. Cole just want to play basketball.
But you have to. I think
that's true, but I think that's kind of different because that's like him switching a lane.
No,
but
that's a
to me it was just.
But
him.
it's something he's always done. Right?
I know, but to me it's just like I have this opportunity to do what I always wanted to.
But that is a perfect example because I was about to say, like, I think you have to get to a certain point in life to do that because you can't, like, when they say money can't buy happiness, right? A lot of people go, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't got no money. You can't tell me that. I don't know what that's like.
Like,
so
you can say it because you learned it, but I can't because I've never been there.
Right.
Yeah.
People have to experience it no matter what to go
Exactly.
through it and feel how they're going to feel it.
Any closing words from anybody?
Live your life how the fuck you want to.
I think that's trying to be the goal for, honestly. To be real, my closing words is disappoint people. Other than yourself. You should be the last person you disappoint for this year.
I like that.
On some real shit. This is the year you disappoint everybody but you. Just take this year. Take a couple months or something. Just focus on you.
Live with your own negative emotions enough. You can let other people live with some shit too.
Let them think what they want. Just do what you want for this year. Just take a year for you. Make the chapter you for this year. And see what comes from it. Just see who you become. Challenge yourself to disappoint other people around you. Not in a manner of distancing yourself, but a matter of getting closer to you. That's my last words.
I like that.
Yeah. Nick, got any last words?
My last words on all of that would be based on everything we've said.
I know this is a great episode.
Yeah, this is amazing.
This is actually this is amazing.
I've definitely came to a couple of realizations. You can be kind and you can be generous without being nice.
Yes.
You can be a man and a real one at that, and not sacrifice it. You can still give some of yourself, and you can still contribute to whatever it is, but
not lose you.
You're not going to lose you in the process.
Yes.
And there's going to be choices and consequences that comes with all that, and you're
Yes.
going to live with it, and it's a process.
And you have to
journey.
accept.
You have to accept that.
And make your decision based off what comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Complaining isn't going to get you anywhere, but action will.
Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly. Even if you fail, it got you somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
It taught you how not to fail again.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas always underlook that fucking lesson, nigga. Remember, anytime you fail, always remember how not to feel the same way.
Yeah. Remember how you felt.
Yes.
Remember how you felt at your lowest or when it
Yes.
didn't go the way you wanted. And take the moment to step back from your emotions.
And drink alcohol and do drugs. And suppress all those emotions.
I'm a
and
tumor.
never
I'm a
let
tumor.
it go.
I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor.
It's not the tumor.
Oh. I'm a tumor.
Where can they follow you, Nick?
They can follow me. You can find me anywhere if you look up Nick Rose, period. But
X.
at NXCKRXSE. X is where the vowels are anywhere. It's NXCKRXSE.com as well. It looks like an Xbox gamer tag. I'm so sorry. My SEO is horrible because of it, but at the same time,
It's okay.
It's my one thing I got.
You
so.
can tell you looked up to fucking Anoyd because he took all
Yeah.
I took all the U's out of fucking Burgundy.
It's that branding.
Real shit.
My
I
don't trip.
respect it.
Don't trip doesn't have an apostrophe, and that's on the company patent.
It's
like
on
there's
purpose.
like that's it.
It's on
There's no
purpose.
apostrophe.
Fact.
Mac Miller or anyone cannot sue me in the future for having don't trip as a part of my branding because apostrophe is not in it. It's just
Exactly.
don't trip, no apostrophe, all caps.
Technicalities
Period.
matter. That's how people get off in court.
Yep.
Oh God.
Y'all already know what it is. Go follow us. Go subscribe. Your gal is a whore. And that's it.
Thank you so much.
My girl's a whore for me, and I love her.
All right, we'll see y'all later because it's going to get crazy.
Thank you so much.